The Trojans and the Bruins put on a heck of a contest on Saturday night at the Rose Bowl. A great display of offense with Caleb Williams at USC, Dorian Thompson-Robinson at UCLA. I think the big question has to be, what does this mean for the Big Ten Conference? I see both of these programs with really good coaches, and I think that's where this starts, where you got Lincoln Riley at USC. I think he's one of the best coaches in the country. You look at Chip Kelly at UCLA, who's kind of getting back to his Oregon form right now. And that's where this all starts. The LA recruiting market and these head coaches are going to make the Big Ten Conference even better and even deeper on the football side of things. And then when you look at these television partners featuring games from LA and featuring these teams, USC and UCLA, look, I love this for Chip Kelly because I think he can really recruit in a couple of years. They can really get to a good level. Now, there begs a question to be asked. Can USC and UCLA, look, I don't think a lot is going to change in a couple of years. I think these are going to be teams that are going to recruit offense, and these are teams that are going to be high-flying offenses. The question I have is, how are they going to contend with Big Ten defenses? Wouldn't you love to see USC and UCLA and those high-flying offenses go head-to-head against that elite Iowa defense, a defense like in Minnesota, even a defense like in Michigan? Penn State has gotten a little bit better kind of as this game has gone on. I think that would be really, really fun to watch. I think that's going to be where USC and UCLA, okay, right now they're playing in the Pac-12 where maybe their defense isn't the greatest in the world. But when they make the move over to big boy football in the Big Ten, where these teams are tough, where these teams are physical, a couple of things are going to happen. Either they're going to have to adapt to how football is played and how football is won in the Big Ten Conference, or you got the Scott Frost deal. They're going to have to, these defenses are going to be like, whoa, look at these offenses. We got to find a way to defend them. I think that's going to be a fun little game within a game as we approach 2024 when the Trojans and the Bruins are joining this conference. I think they are going to take a couple of shots. They are going to kind of suffer some growing pains, I think, kind of starting within the Big Ten Conference. And it kind of depends how the conference is structured with divisions, without divisions. I think that has a big factor, who they're playing every year. I think that's as well another big factor. But these two teams have a solid foundation. Where these two teams aren't floating aimlessly and we're just getting them because of Los Angeles. We got Chip Kelly and we got Lincoln Riley, two really good coaches leading these programs. And I think these are coaches that can lead programs, and it's just going to make the Big Ten even deeper and even tougher. So if we go to one big division, the Trojans and the Bruins, I'm not saying that they're gonna dethrone Ohio State, they're gonna dethrone Penn State, Michigan. They're not gonna dethrone maybe all these teams. They might eventually. But what I am saying is, for the teams like the Wisconsins, the Purdues, the Nebraskas, and the Iowas of the world, okay, if we go into one division and we don't have an East-West split anymore, it's going to be a lot tougher to get to Indianapolis. And you might have to utilize that LA recruiting market and that LA recruiting base where you now have a connection and a pipeline to that. You might have to utilize that in order to get on a level. You might have to adjust. So there's going to be some adjusting in some way or another. But what I saw from this performance is these guys are really good coaches. These guys are going to have their teams ready to play. It's just who's going to have to adjust to who.